The following is a presentation given by Leeza Steindorf, founder and director at Core Success, international thought leader, motivational speaker, and award-winning author. The concepts and practical tools that Leeza shares help people around the world to transform their limiting beliefs and behaviors into lives that are inspiring, empowering, and meaningful.
We've come to believe in this culture, well, in many cultures, that ego is this evil thing. It's this part of us that somehow lurks in the background and is ready to grab us, or it's on automatic and we can't control it and it causes problems and we have to somehow get rid of it, just overcome the ego. Well, then you set up an adversarial relationship with yourself. And if we redefine ego as simply the working mind, then it's no longer something that has to be overcome or beaten down. It's simply a tool that we, as the owner of our soul, that we get to engage or disengage and use as a tool. So I can use my working mind, I can use my ego. You're never going to get rid of it, but it depends if you're going to let it have the upper hand or it's going to have the upper hand in you. Because whether it's the Freudian term ego, as in the id and the sub-id and all of that, or it's in the false pride and so forth, any one of those is an automated pattern of the working mind that does not serve our highest and best good. It's not engaged. It's usually based in the past. It can be aggressive or unkind or judgmental or hurtful or all these other things, or prideful, if you will. If you just see it as a tool that's there and it's taking orders from the owner of the soul, and if it's taking orders, then you have to say, which orders am I giving it? So the question of whether a leader who appears to be arrogant or making statements that are unkind or boastful or whatever it is, the ego is receiving orders: danger, take care of yourself, be controlling, be dominating. The ego is just doing the orders that it's being given. If, however, the owner of that soul is clear, oh, I'm scared. Oh, I don't feel in control. Oh, I don't feel wanted here. Oh, I don't know what to do here. If the person is clear about that internal process going on, then they become in charge of what directives or what instructions they're going to give the ego. I'm scared right now in this situation. This is what I'm going to do. I'll give you an example. I was facilitating a small meeting of the head of a nonprofit organization. It was actually a minister and his two top people. And I was facilitating this meeting. It was for a strategic planning process that I was facilitating for the organization. And almost at the get-go of this meeting, the minister said something that was personally very offensive to me personally. I don't think he was really clear that it was that offensive, but it was. And I don't get offended easily at all because I practice non-judgment and I can separate fact from perception. But this was really rather extreme. So now I'm in a situation where I'm thinking, okay, I'm here to facilitate, I'm being paid to do this, and now I have a personal issue going on. So without that self-studentship, without that knowing of my own soul and what directions I'm going to give my ego, I would have been in a bad situation there. The ego would have taken off and gotten, I'm not going to stand for this, and who do you think you are, and gone all off. And what I did was I asked myself, okay, so what's going on for me, internally oriented? What's going on for me here, sitting with that discomfort? That is not okay, what I just heard him say, or what I thought I heard him say. So what I did was I said, so I just need to be clear. And these are the directions I gave to my working mind, to my ego. You're going to express your internal process right now. So what I said, I feel very uncomfortable. What you just said, I found so extremely offensive. My heart is racing. I feel like getting up and leaving the room right now. I don't even know how to respond to what you just said. But you have paid me to do a job, and I want to do the best job possible. So what I'm going to do is take that piece of information and put it to the side, and I'd like to have a private conversation with you later. For right now, I want to continue with the process that we're in. So that is what's possible if somebody is clear about what their internal process is, and then they engage the ego, the working mind, the way that they want to. They give it instructions instead of letting the ego take charge. So it's not ever something you're going to get rid of. It's simply a tool that you get to use. The problem is that most leaders and individuals are not even aware that they have that tool. And if they are, they're not aware that they're the ones that are in charge of it. It seems like it's this runaway train, and sometimes my ego is in check and sometimes it's not. And oh boy, when it's not, then I have a big mess to clean up. Instead of taking the time to become students of themselves and to have that awareness of when do I need to be internally oriented, when do I need to be externally oriented, and how do I engage that ego tool to help me through this process. It's nothing more than that. But the step even before the point of, am I going to let my ego take charge here? The step prior to that is, where am I? What am I feeling? What's going on for me? Because that's where the discomfort is. So we just jump right over that step and go to action, which is what I'm talking about as far as the Achilles heel of leaders. It's to sit first with, oh, I'm feeling defensive. I'm feeling scared because I think he wants to hurt me, or I think I'm going to lose control of this situation. Oh, look at that. Feel that discomfort. Be aware of it. Now, I'm not saying you always have to verbalize that process the way I chose to in that situation. That's my way of doing it, and it was appropriate. But to at least first give yourself that first step, because unless you give yourself that first step of being aware of and engaging with the discomfort that's happening, you're not going to be able to direct the ego in the direction you want it to. You're going to just jump right over that, and you're going to have just this whole slaughter, if you will, of egos bouncing all over the place with no direction at all, because you don't even know what it's responding to.
This has been a presentation by Leeza Carlone Steindorf. You can find out more about Leeza's work and contact her at leezasteinDorf.com. Thank you, and be well.